Boom. Hope everybody out there is taking care of yourself in today's beautiful reality. Guys, we switched up where we are today, but we're going to get right into it, okay? Recently, I wanted to solve some issues in my life, okay? I feel like I have been a little stagnant recently. And I wrote down in a journal, who do you want to become? And it's likely if you're watching this video, you have larger goals set out for yourself that you're looking to accomplish. Now, we talk a lot about reality creation and law of attraction, shifting your timelines on this channel, the spiritual side of things. I wrote a very long, detailed message of who I wanted to shift to, the person I wanted to become, the things I cared about, the things I was passionate about. In fact, I have everything written down right here, right next to me. And it's all fine and dandy, okay? And that's the reality here, is that a lot of what we talk about on this channel, a lot of the shifting of mindsets, a lot of the changing your internal frequency, which will reflect the things you desire in your external world, it all comes down eventually to putting in the work. And that's what I've realized after writing this down. So if you're in a stage where maybe life feels a little stagnant, maybe you don't have necessarily the direction you're looking for, the surefire vision, maybe it's not there. Write down who you want to become. Because first off here, maybe we forget that this is a factor when it comes to shifting your shifting to the reality of someone who has what you want. Because in order to manifest, in order to follow the principles of law of attraction, you have to internally feel that you already deserve, that you already are whatever it is you're looking to accomplish, whatever it is you're looking to become. So you have to know what you are wanting to become in the first place, guys. This is the first step. But what I've realized is that this is the important part of today's video. Hold on, this is the important part of today's video. That was setting the stage. It had some things that you could take from that. Okay, write down who you want to become. But the reality here is that when you have a direction, when you know what you want to become, and when you actively begin to shift to what you want to become, the truth is that everyone is distracted in today's world. Every single person is distracted. Every single person can likely not focus for more than an hour. In order, even if they knew exactly the person that they wanted to become, even if they knew in their heart of hearts the exact direction that they wanted to take their lives, they could still struggle to have an hour of focus to actually build in that direction. Most people, me included, and that's why I'm speaking to you guys on this, is because I realized that when I sat down and looked at the things I wanted to achieve in my life, when I wrote down the person I wanted to become, I realized, wow, I have some big goals. The destiny, the reality I want to create is going to take some work. So I realized this, and I simply realized I need structure. I need focus. I need to take the next step in my life by actively being incredibly focused. This is completely non-spiritual, this video. This is purely just routine focus dial. Because I realized as I was going on my manifestation journey, and some of you guys may be able to relate to this, is that currently I was traveling the world for 6 months prior to this video. I had been living a life of solo travel and freedom and not necessarily having too much thought on my direction in life. And I got used to that world. And I came back to rebuild my life, to start either getting a job, going back to school, doing whatever. And what I realized is that I still was using a lot of these law of attraction principles and shifting to the person of someone who had the job I wanted or who had the grad school that I wanted. But it takes more than that. And this may sound very simple for those of you out there, but I highly, highly recommend that you work on your attention, that you work on your ability to sit and focus. Because once I recognized that my focus was so lost, that my vision could be easily swayed, that when I would sit down to actually apply for the jobs and actually apply for the school and actually apply for the things, so many distractions would pop up that would completely shift my focus to another place. That would completely make me lose track of things. Yeah, sure, I could sit down for some time and put in some applications and type up some cover letters and type up some things. But after a while, I realized, wow, I'm shifting between focus consistently. And so here is my routine that I am going to follow moving forward. Now, the biggest thing here is dopamine exposure. So I'm going to limit myself to the highest degree of dopamine exposure. Now, this all begins the night before. Do not disturb mode on the phone past 8:30. I'm going to have a daily review where I improved, what to fix. I'm going to prepare tomorrow with everything that starts the day correctly. What does that look like for me? That looks like waking up, expressing the gratitude, doing the prayer, doing the inner reflection, sitting with myself and doing absolutely nothing is a key part of my new routine. Doing this morning, I realized how when we slow it down in this way, like I did this morning, the overthinking, the anxiety, the worries, the thoughts, when you are freshly woken up, it's much easier to get into a meditative state. It is much easier to get into that place. So my morning routine, we do nothing, okay? Now we get the caffeine going, we start the first work block, okay? So right now I have 2 hours of work. YouTube video included, because we're going to incorporate this in every single day. Because to be fair, this YouTube journey and moving towards one-on-one coaching with people is going to be a part of this journey. And as you can see, the setup is improving. We're only going to get better over here. And if I can consistently build this YouTube becomes a part of who do I want to become. Now, circling back to everything, you have to understand your why. You have to understand your who do I want to become. For all of this to be in motion, for all of this to work seamlessly, you need to have a why to remind yourself when maybe you start slipping on the focus. So after my first work block, which is also included, we're taking a 30-minute Espanol lesson. Okay, guys, boom. Complete Spanish grammar, that's included in the day. So that is also a part of who I want to become. Fluent in Spanish at some point. After this work block, we're hitting the gym, we're showering, we're having a clean meal, keeping it light, okay? After we return from shower, eating everything, we're going to get to the second work block, which is a 2-hour work block as well. YouTube is there, and grad research, job research. Okay. So all of that is there, and this obviously can look completely different for you. Whatever it is you want to become, obviously your work blocks are looking completely different than mine. I'm giving you guys examples of what I'm doing with my work blocks, okay? And of course, these are small work blocks where I am in sort of a different stage of life right now, a very transitionary stage. This could look completely different for you, okay? Now, cutting the vices, being selfish with time, surrounding yourself with the right people, okay, are all very important parts of this. But the reality here is when you shift to this person, when you shift to this focused individual, and when you tell yourself who you want to become, and you see the vision for how you're going to reach it, naturally, you're going to cut out vices. Naturally, you're going to seek out people that help you grow. Naturally, it's easier for you to say no because you understand who you want to become. Does the person you want to become spend time going out and partying? Maybe it does. So it's whoever you want to become. But realize that your attention is under attack in this game today. Likely the results, the circumstances that you achieve, the things you reach, only a certain level of law of attraction manifestation shifting, reality shifting, can take place for those things to really be set in stone. It's very likely that the person you want to become is going to take some work to get there. You need to realize that your focus is under attack. And if you don't shift to that person that you want to become, but you have a certain level of focus, it's likely that the physical act of doing it, it may be difficult to get to that place you want to be, but you will eventually get there. The secret here is incorporating the fact that this physical effort that one can take of extreme focus, combined with the active law of attraction shift to the frequency you want to live, you're unstoppable. You are unstoppable if you are acting from this place, if you are actively there. So, all in all, guys, let me know how the audio is. Let me know how the new setup is the comment below. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment. Hope this message finds the right ears. Peace.